And welcome back, everyone. This is day 2 of Macstock 2019.
Woohoo!
And I'm here with Allison Sheridan of the Nosillacast. You find it at podfeet.com. And you presented yesterday.
I did.
And
twice.
I helped you with that a little bit.
Yes.
It was weird.
Do you want me to tell them about
Go
it?
ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I did a talk on how picking up a microphone in May of 2005 turned into all these crazy adventures. And the way I did it was I created a make your own adventure game using Keynote, which allowed me to jump between slides that weren't continuous. It was a really cool little trick that I employed.
It was.
But I needed to have people choose which adventure they wanted to go to, because otherwise it wasn't a make your own adventure. So I employed my trusty sidekick here, Guy. I figured this is a silly job. Who better for it but Guy Searle? He's your man. To come up with some way to get people to tell them the answer of which one to go to. So basically, it's 200 people yelling the name of where they want to go to.
And then I would just pick one.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they said.
I told them which one they couldn't pick because one of them was too long and it needed to wait till the afternoon. Actually, that is one of the challenging things about speaking at Macstock is you have to have
everything
two
in
talks.
20 minutes.
Well, you have to have a 20-minute talk and a 40-minute talk. So you have to have two talks. They have to be somehow cohesive and yet not like just stop mid-sentence. So, you kind of want to give them a teaser, but you don't want to be too teasery and not give them any content, because if you don't give them any content, then they're not going to come to your deep dive.
And it's,
and then during the deep dives, you're across from somebody else or you're competing with somebody, like OWC is teaching you how to use USB-C devices with your iPad. I mean, that's a tough one.
So plug it in.
Yeah, no. It's going to be more than that, I'm sure. I hope so, because I was going to that. Anyway.
Yeah, and speaking of OWC, they are like the main sponsors of Macstock and have been for many years. Now, are you a 5-year veteran?
I am a 5-year veteran. I have my 5-year pin right here.
I forgot to put my pin on this morning.
I was afraid of hurting my shirt,
so I
forgot
to grab my badge this morning.
Nobody would recognize you.
I know.
How'd you get in?
I don't know. The security
was
so
back
tight.
Door.
I had to like Tom Cruise it through the ceiling.
Yeah, that's how you got in.
Nobody saw it when I dropped down, and I had to do like the pose.
Luckily, you're light on your feet. So,
all 300 plus pounds of it.
I have a picture of Guy's foot next to my foot. It is extraordinary. It is an extraordinary difference. I have size 9 feet. That's really big for a woman. And my feet look like little pixie feet.
Well, for people who don't know, I wear size 16 men's shoes, and not wide, so they're like long and skinny. But the weird thing was there was like a bull mastiff. He's
an English Mastiff.
An English Mastiff. Huge ass dog. This is like one of the biggest dogs I have ever had the scary privilege to be near. And fortunately, it was such a gentle giant.
Oh, yeah, he's magnificent. He weighs 235 pounds.
Oh, my God.
He is absolutely, that's a couple of women, that is a big dog.
That's like 2/3 of Guy Searle.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Well, actually, that was really funny. I kept taking pictures of the dog with people for them to show their family, because you have to see this dog to believe him. And then I took a picture of Guy, and the dog looked kind of normal size.
Yeah.
That's the size dog you should have. A gentle giant with a gentle giant.
Yeah, except I'm more of a cat person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got lots of cats. Speaking of which, hi, Jelly. Hi, Kismet. I know you don't watch videos. I wonder if anybody can see
this picture. It's
probably
pretty far away.
Just send it to me.
I will. I'll airdrop it to you right now, because this is a serious show, right? There's no goofing around?
No, this is very serious.
There, I just sent it to you. Now, you can post it on Facebook, so the 3 people watching will know what it was about, right?
Yeah. Because I'm doing these kind of spur of the moment, spontaneous. So nobody really knows when I'm going to be putting these out, but they can watch it later. And what I'm going to do with all of these is, because this is like the 6th or 7th one I've done.
Oh, okay.
Is I'm going to put them all into Hindenburg.
Oh.
And Hindenburg will convert them into audio files automatically.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Steve always exports the audio for me.
Yeah.
Out of Final Cut, and then I pull it into Hindenburg. You can pull the video file in, and it converts it. Wow!
And it'll convert it all by itself. And when you export the audio file, depending on what your settings are, it'll automatically do it at like a -16 LUFS. So it's like the perfect levels for podcasting.
Interesting.
It's real, and this is not a commercial for Hindenburg.
Hindenburg is awesome. So I actually don't depend on that. I still go through Alphonic Leveler after the fact. and that gets me to minus 16. You're saying it's already minus 16 or it's minus 19?
It's minus. Well, it does minus 16, minus 19, and minus 24.
Huh.
Depending on where you are in the world, there are different standards.
Loudness standards, yeah.
Right. But here in the States, it's typically like a neg 16.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's kind of interesting. I should run it through, do that with minus. So you don't set it to minus, or is it one of the settings?
It's one of the settings.
I should play around with that. That's interesting. I want to do that.
And plus, you can tell it MP3, AIFF.
Yeah, I do it as an M4A because it needs to be in an uncompressed format for Auphonic to be able to.
Right.
Auphonic cost me a lot of money.
Well, it was the same thing with Levelator, which was free.
Yeah.
Levelator, it had to be an AIFF.
You can still get Levelator, by the way. It's 32-bit.
It's going to stop working.
Well, that's what they said the last time, and then they pulled out from the dead and
they actually had
reinvigorated it.
They had, because the folder that it was sending the file to
it no longer
wasn't
had write
recognized.
Access to?
Right.
Oh, okay.
So whoever it is that owns it now, and I think it's Rogue Amoeba, is like the caretaker for it.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I have not heard that. Okay, because it was the Conversation Network that did it originally.
And then they.
It's not as trivial to flip a switch and go, hey, it's 64-bit now. So.
No, the weird thing was I actually did a video on how to make it work by changing the default folder that it goes to.
Yeah.
And then right after I did that video, they fixed it.
They fixed it. Yeah, who saw that coming? I never thought that they'd fix that. I didn't think that was going to happen.
It's completely free.
Yeah, but they did it for the good of the world.
Yeah.
Because audio levels were all over the map. In fact, I just sent somebody who should know better.
Isn't free, right?
No. It costs a lot. It's a monthly subscription or $100 for the local app, but the local app doesn't preserve chapters. So I do the Nosillacast has chapters in it now because they made me finally. Man, I fought that one for 13 and a half years before I finally went, fine.
Then.
Why would I give you an easier way to skip content? And they said, no, it's an easier way for us to get back to content. And I said, I guess that's got to be a good idea. But anyway, so I put it back in. I put it in, and then found out that the local Auphonic that I had paid for, the desktop version, does not support chapters. So that's when I had to start. I paid like $9 a month for Auphonic Leveler.
I think because what I do when I'm doing just pure audio, when I'm not doing video as well, is I'll take the sound file and I can put that into not Farrago, Sound Studio.
Okay.
From Rogue Amoeba. Like most of my apps related to recording audio are now going through Rogue Amoeba.
Anything Rogue Amoeba, just buy it because you're going to eventually. It's the best stuff.
Well, honestly, do you remember it was kind of a beta podcast recording app from this weird company called Happy Software for the People, something like that. And it was called Ubercaster.
I do remember that one.
And it was like, literally, it was like an all-in-one app. You had different levels that you could input, all the different stuff. You had a separate section where you could have audio files to click on, and it would automatically record those.
Right.
It would bring in Skype using Soundflower.
By the way, nobody's listening to this. They're all watching Kelly take video of people right behind us. You know that?
No, I did not know that. Oh. She's like...
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly. God.
That's pretty cool. So you said you use Sound Source? No. What'd you say? Which is the app from Rogue Amoeba?
Yeah, it's there. It's not Farrago. It's not Audio Hijack. It's not
Sound Source. It's not Loopback. Because I think that might be one I don't know about. Here, I'll go surf on the web while we talk, right?
Well, it sounds something. Sound Studio.
Sound Studio. Yeah, you did say
and
that
that does chapters.
Really? And what is Sound Studio's
Actually,
job?
Hindenburg does chapters too.
Well, right. But my problem was I was leveling it after the fact and getting the sound levels. And
right, but Hindenburg will also do the levels.
Yeah, I did. So I got to check that out.
Yeah.
I'll go. Whoever's talking next, I'll be paying no attention. I'm going to have my Mac open to play with it.
But you can not only can you do the chapters, you can also do the leveling. And when you export it, it exports it with the chapters.
Yeah. Well, I knew it did on the M4As that I was doing now.
Right.
But if it can do that too.
Well, I'll tell you what, not right now, because nobody will be able to see it. Later on today, when you have some spare time,
Yeah, we should play.
We can go ahead. I've got it here
I've got
on
my
this
laptop. I've got it there. There's a couple of things in chapter marks that drive me nuts. Maybe I can have you help me figure out if you've got a better way.
Well, I basically created it's not. I don't think it's on this computer. I created like a podcast template in Hindenburg. And it's got all the chapters that I typically use because I got the 3 sections and then I've got the 2 areas with ads and I got the after show. So I've got like 6 or 7 chapters.
Okay.
And they're the same.
Mine are different every single week.
Well, it's not the same timestamp.
Right, but the titles are different. So each chapter of mine is a link to a blog post. So
but that's all editable in Hindenburg.
I know, but my problem with it is I have to go copy paste. Actually, click, select, paste. Copy, click, select, paste. Copy, select. I made them a video showing them how inefficient it is, what I have to do. It's just one of those things that I've got to figure out a way to automate. It drives me bananas. I got 3 pieces of information I got to put into 3 fields.
Some program that automated things.
I know, but I have not cracked the code on it yet. There's probably a way to do it, but I have not yet found it, and I'm gonna find it because it just drives me nuts copying and pasting through. And people say, "Well, use a clipboard manager." Okay, I've tried like 4 of them, and every one of them, all they do is they suck it in, and then I have to go get it, copy it, and paste it. Yeah. How did that save me any steps? I don't understand why people like it.
If you still have, if you remember, there was a clipboard manager that you could have, I think, up to like 10 different links, and it would be like control option 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up.
Keyboard Maestro pretends it can do that. It puts it in there, and it's got a command 1, command 2, command 3, and it's like they don't do anything that I can find. I'm sure it actually does something. I have not been able to figure out how to use it, and I have taken David Sparks' Keyboard Maestro class, and I still don't know how to do it. I've read
Was he able to make it work?
His guide. No, I don't think he went through it.
Okay.
Actually, I should ask him.
Then it's David Sparks' fault.
MaxSparky.com, right, Dan?
That's right.
Max Sparky on Twitter.
Well, I know you've got to go because you're getting ready to go up on stage again.
No, I'm going to watch somebody. I'm done. I went out and played last night. Let me tell you, I got to go take me a nap in the front row.
I was, yesterday, because I love this conference. Yesterday at the end when they were doing the Mac Power Users Live 500 podcast, I had spent so much time doing all of this and just all the regular stuff that we're doing here at Macstock. And this is not a reflection on the content that Mac Power Users was doing because they were very engaging up there on the stage. But I was like,
I'm exhausted,
shaking my head, trying to keep myself awake. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great conference. I want to make one more thing in case anybody ever hears this. This is the highest percentage of women I have ever seen at a technical conference. I'm an engineer.
You actually had them take a picture of that.
Yeah, I took a picture and I had everybody stand up. It's just under 25% women. I have never seen numbers like this. Nothing I've been to has ever been as inclusive as this. This is amazing.
Well, it's a testament to, number one, it's a testament to the hard work that Mike Potter and the volunteers for Macstock put in.
And don't forget Barry.
Oh, yeah. Barry Falk as well.
Yeah, he does all the fun stuff at night. Yeah. We have to go to work and class and learn during the day because of Mike, but we party at night because of Wally, or because of Barry. Yeah.
But also, they make it more inclusive.
Yeah,
like
it just feels.
You went to almost all the Macworlds out in San Francisco.
A few, yeah. No, I didn't go to a lot actually.
But when you walked around on the floor, it was a bunch of male nerds.
I don't actually remember it that way. I remember.
What about going into the press room?
I think that's all men, but that isn't necessarily the technical people. But it's something about the Mac community and the people who come to Macstock is there are no cliques. You might think, I'm going to go and I'm not going to know anybody.
Doesn't matter.
But it absolutely doesn't matter. There's nobody like I've known David Sparks and Dave Hamilton forever. And John F. Brown. We've all been friends forever. We don't just stand and talk to each other ever.
And when somebody comes up, you just kind of slowly turn your back.
Shove them in. Yeah. No. But that's the thing. It's not like that. It's everybody walks up and talks to everybody. You sit down to eat. You're sitting with other people you don't know, and everybody talks to everybody. It's a great place. But I got to go. It's 11 o'clock. The show's starting. Bye.
Real quick. Tell them the stuff that
Where to find you. I do the Nosillacast at podfeet.com, and I do a show called Chit Chat Across the Pond Light, which is a conversation podcast. The first one is more me doing reviews and stuff on different software and hardware and photography, whatever, talk about accessibility. And then Chit Chat Across the Pond Light is just talking to people I find interesting. Mm-hmm. And I may even have had Guy on.
Once, yeah. But there was like
one time, that's over. And then Programming by Stealth with Bart Bouchatz, where he's teaching us to program in an audio podcast.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but it totally works because he does really good show notes and we have homework and everything.
Okay, well, thanks for coming, Allison. I appreciate it.
Love you,
and we will see, there will be more segments of this, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.